Hey guys, it's Mark from Photonify, and I'm really excited to share with you one of my favorite preset collections, the Orange and Teal preset collection. In this video, I'm going to walk you through first how to install Lightroom presets if you don't already know how. If you do know how, that's great. Jump to the second part of the video where I will show you these Orange and Teal presets in action on a couple of different photos. So let's jump right in. Okay, so after you have made a purchase on Photonify.com of one of our Lightroom presets, you'll be taken to the purchase confirmation page, which you see here on the left, and you'll also receive a purchase confirmation email, which you see here on the right. So no matter what preset or what bundle you purchase, it'll be the same process here. So here we've purchased the Autumn 2 presets on the purchase confirmation page we see, and on the right is the email with that same file, Autumn 2 presets. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to download the file from both places, from the website as well as the email. And so we'll click here, and that will download the file onto our computer. All right, there you go. It's in my download folders now. And I'm also going to come to the email and I'm going to download the file from there as well. So click on Autumn 2 Presets. It will give us a redirect to a website where the file is hosted, and it will download that same file onto our computers. All right, there you go, right in the downloads folder on my computer. I do want to point out that you don't need to download from both locations. I was demonstrating that you are able to download from either location. So you should be good to go. Okay, so now that you have the file downloaded, let's figure out how to install it inside of Lightroom. So I'm going to move it here onto my desktop so we can work with it. And I'm going to unzip the file by just double clicking it, and my computer will unzip the folder inside, and there we have the Autumn 2 presets. So one thing I would like to point out about what is inside of this folder, as well as all of the other preset collections, is that we have 3 different file types, and that allows you to work with these presets on both the mobile and desktop, as well as the legacy Lightroom. So we have the old LR template and the newer XMP, and then the mobile DNG file in there, all for your convenience. But all 3 of them are the same preset, just in different file formats. All right, now we're going to figure out how to get those presets that we just downloaded inside of Lightroom. So the first thing we'll do is come up to the menu bar to the Lightroom Classic and click on Preferences. The second tab in, you see Presets, and from there we'll go down and click on Show All Other Lightroom Presets. And what that's going to do is open up our Finder, our file browser, and I like to do the column view here so I can see the hierarchy. And we'll see a folder named Lightroom, and inside of that we'll see a folder named Develop Presets. And then inside of that one we'll see 2 subfolders, Lightroom Presets and User Presets. What we'll want to do with the preset that we just downloaded is drop it next to the Lightroom Presets and the User Presets right here in the Develop Presets folder. And so I'm going to go back to my desktop, and I'm going to grab this folder of presets and move it into that folder, that Develop Preset folder, right next to these 2 other folders. Okay, just drop it right in there. Yes, let's move it. And there you go. That's essentially what it takes to install it. But there's one more step, and that is to restart Lightroom. So once we restart it, Lightroom will then recognize that there's some new presets in the file structure, and it will then populate the preset panel on the left. So let's go ahead and quit out of Lightroom and start it back up and see if it can recognize the new presets that we just downloaded and put into the file structure. Okay, so let's start Lightroom back up. One thing you'll notice that'll happen is that Lightroom is going to scan through its file structure, and it's going to see if there's anything new there, and we just put some new presets there. It's also going to see if the format is compatible. If it's not, then it will convert that format. There we go, we just saw it convert the format to the new XMP format for us. And so you didn't have to do anything with that folder that you received from Photonify that had the two extra files, the LR template and the DNG. Lightroom took care of that for you, and it created the preset that was compatible with Lightroom and then made the category of it so that you didn't have to do anything manually yourself. And that category shows up here on the left side right there. It says Autumn 2 Presets. So there we go. There's our presets now installed here in Lightroom, going from photonify.com to your desktop to the folder file structure under Lightroom, and now in your Develop tab inside of Lightroom. And you should be good to go. And this works for all of the presets from Photonify, the free ones as well as the premium ones. And you are set on installation. So now let's talk about using them. Okay, so you've downloaded the orange and teal preset collection, and now I'm going to walk you through applying these presets to some photos I have here and show you what it can do and some of the effects that we can achieve with the orange and teal Lightroom preset collection. So we're here on the Library tab of Lightroom, and we can see the photos that we have in our library. There's many other folders and subfolders. I've selected a subfolder specifically that I would like to apply the orange and teal Lightroom presets to. And so from here we have the photos, and we're going to go into the Develop tab and apply some of these presets to the photos. And we're going to start with this one. You'll notice that I don't have the color sliders up by default. I could, by clicking this triangle, have them up all the time, but you know what? If the preset works and I can achieve what I would like to visually with one click, then I'm going to hide those color sliders as often as I can. And so we're going to start and hopefully end with them closed. So for this first photo, we see that there's a lot of blue and some yellow in here, and we would like to apply some orange and teal to this photo and see what we can come up with to add some additional personality to it. Earlier I went through and I selected a preset for this one by poking around, and before I picked the one that I selected, let me just show you some of the, as I just scroll over these, some of the effects that are available in the orange and teal preset collection. One thing to keep in mind about these presets and many of the other collections that we have is that there's going to be 3 presets that are based on the same foundation but add different effects. So for example, this 9 is the base preset, but there's an additional contrast added and some sharpness and some grain. And then when we, for the plus, 9 plus, and then 9 fade, we'll then add some fade and some haze in there, right? And there we go. Right. So the one that I picked earlier for this specific photo was 11 plus. All right. And if you look and compare it against the original was already a great photo, but we wanted to bring out even more of the blue. And so we did bring out more blue. In fact, we turned it more to a teal type color. And you'll also notice that the yellow from the original has turned to orange. And so we have now, instead of blue and yellow, we have orange and teal. All right, just like we had wanted, right? So again, the preset, when you go to the base preset 11, you get a slightly different outcome with the 11 plus. Less noticeable when you're zoomed in here, right? And then a different, even more different when you go to fade. So when we look at the 11, there we go, 11 plus, we really get those yellows turning orange. All right, I like it. Very good. Okay, let's go to the next one. This photo, we have a lot of cool colors. It's a colder, cooler looking, I mean, no pun intended, but there is a lot of snow here, and there's a lot of blue and grays in this photo. And we'd like to add, of course, some orange and teal here. And the preset I selected was 5. And comparing that to the original, it actually looks pretty good. Like the blue here that looks more gray turns into a blue that looks actually like blue. The sky becomes a richer blue, and the clouds aren't significantly different, but they are noticeably different. You can see here when we do the before and after slider here, the clouds are slightly different, but there's a bigger contrast between the mountains in the before and after here. So there's that one. Okay, so added that to my orange and teal album. This photo is by default a really nice photo. I like it a lot, but I'd like to add it to, let's say, a collection or an album of other orange and teal photos. And because this one looks good already, I'm sure that adding an orange and teal preset to it will make it look even better. So pay attention to the clouds up here. So we're getting a lot of things out of this photo on the right side. It's giving us a lot of great things to look at. On the left side, it's mostly dead. So hopefully the preset will bring the left side of the photo to life. And for that, I actually wanted to go with orange and teal 2+. Okay. Not only, and we'll look at this side by side. Okay. Not only did it enhance the right side of the photo here by making it even more dramatic by adding those oranges, it actually brought to life the formerly dead part of the photo, the dark area over here. Right? It was kind of, it wasn't doing much for us. But now we see this teal undertone underneath those clouds. The original photo did have some blue, and so what the preset is doing is it's grabbing those and turning those blues into a more teal, right? So there was some existing color there. And so there we go. We end up with an orange and teal dramatic sunset photo there. Okay, this is a very nice, calm photo of the ocean with the sun setting, some rocks here, some blue sky, some white, and some yellowish orange over here. So let's apply. This is a great candidate for an orange and teal. This one specifically is going to get orange and teal number 1. I mean, that's magic right there. One click, and that's what you get with the orange and teal preset number 1. I mean, I really like messing with the blues and colors. The blues in photos, and I'm starting to feel sort of the same about the yellows and oranges. Maybe it's because I loved creamsicle popsicles when I was a child. Who knows? But this looks fantastic. All right, so there we go. That's orange and teal preset number 1. All right, now this final photo, this one looks pretty dark, and let's see what we can do to enhance this one and add some additional dramatic coloring with one of these orange and teal presets. And so for this one, I picked orange and teal 10 fade. Now this actually has some really interesting color shifting, because before this was some orange here, right? And not all these presets are actually shifting toward orange, or the same shade of orange, I should say, but it is shifting colors more toward a deeper orange than it is. So the yellows here are pulled more toward the oranges, and then the light yellows are actually pulled more toward whites. And so we get, even toward the edges, something that is so orange, then red, then purple, which is really great. And then the sky up here is actually a really grayish blue, whereas here it goes from white, yellow, orangish, and then kind of a brown. We preserve some nice color up in the sky here with adding some blues here, some teal, right? And so that's the final photo, again, compared to the original. And that's the final photo that we got there with the orange and teal preset collection. I really like this preset collection, and it's really fantastic for sunsets. Sometimes you can capture just the right color, and a lot of times sunsets are so great that you don't need to modify them. And what I like to do is I like to have an original and a modified version, because it's fun to mess with sunset colors, because they are a naturally occurring transition of colors that happen in our sky every night is very beautiful. And so it's fun to mess with them and enhance what they're already giving us by enhancing them with these presets. So go out there and have fun with the orange and teal preset collection. There's lots of things that you can do with this preset collection. Okay, so hopefully that walkthrough was really helpful for you, and I'm excited for you to go try out the orange and teal preset collection. If you haven't already downloaded it, head over to photonify.com and go check it out. We have a freebie that's part of the bundle if you would like to get that first. If you want to just jump right in, there are bundles available for desktop and mobile. So go give it a shot, and we'll see you in the next one.